Thank you, Infinite Intelligence. So this is me again. I want to say something. Today alone, right? I was this smiling in the market, and the negative energy that must be was so furious with the fact that they are trying to make my day the worst they can as much as they can in every sense of the way to ensure that they pull down my spirit, and I'm just laughing. And so there too was bold enough to ask me, question me out loud, why are you smiling? What are you smiling for? What is it you're smiling? I just laughed anyhow. And I asked a simple question. This breath you're breathing it in like this breath you're breathing in so easily, is it easy to buy like that you don't see any need to be grateful for it? That it is not enough reason for you to smile or even think that there is God. Because breathing is not enough for everybody to conclude that there is God, which is crazy, right? Meanwhile, you can only identify God in the breathing, literally. When you think, where can God be? What is the closest or the nearest thing that makes you feel good? Breathing. And you can do it effortlessly without paying anything for it. And yet, to many of us, it is not even a justified reason to think God exists. So I'm talking about the chosen one. Honestly, I cringe by hearing that chosen one because the road is not a playful thing. It's nothing fantastic. And if you know what it is to be chosen, you would not want to be chosen. Just look at the likes of Yeshua, as they call it. What was so fantastic about being chosen? That is the question I ask, right? Because it looks like there is every little chance to hate you for no reason. It's not like it has to be justified. You don't need to do anything just for that word alone. But what is it to be chosen literally? Some people are so irritated by the sound of it that I'm apologizing on their behalf because imagine someone that is chosen how they're feeling. Nothing special. Like some people would think it is a special. Instead, they're like, why me? Oh? Why me? Oh?" Because you know what it is to be possessed with source itself. Characteristics that follow is you don't have a social life and you can't explain why you don't have a social life. I'm not saying you don't get to love it. That's just the whole point of it. The whole point is to pass through hell happy, excited, and genuinely true to it. That what you feel is really happy and excitement. Not like you're faking your happiness. You're seriously what? You're seriously, in every sense of the way, excited to pass through the shit. Then you hear Yakubu manage. It will be like you want to die, but you will not die. But the thing about the fantastic fact of Yakubu manage is that when Yakubu does manage, Yakubu enjoys the fact that he did manage. Yakubu ended up becoming grateful for the fact that he had the power to persist and manage. Because that managing get us a bit. But without the managing, you cannot be appreciative of the manager. Even when you are managing, people will think you're just a stupid, useless person. People would have their own different opinions about your managing conditions. They will think you don't even have any dreams. They will think they can even dream higher than you. They will believe strongly that you can never dream big. It is their perception. And why is it their perception? Because to them, they can't see God in everything. To them, God does not exist. And the reason why God does not exist is because it doesn't even make sense to say God exists when all they can see around them is negativity. That's their genuine truth. And because every man for himself, God for all of us, you see, the so called chosen are those ones that are the God for all of us. My sister will call it, are you Jesus Christ? You like suffer ahead. If you were supposed to pass a short road, you would take the long one, the one that you will suffer on rather than the short one. That is her perception of it. It appears that way that you intentionally choose to suffer. But how can that statement be true on its own? How can a love being that loves love choose something that isn't love? If there isn't something wrong, the truth is, it is very wrong to be a chosen one. I'm not lying to you, it is very wrong to be chosen because there's nothing right about it apart from the fact that you are not literally human like that. How does it mean you're not human? Not that you don't look human, but you understand spirits more than those that don't care to understand. So even if you want to care not to understand, it is not something that is possible for you to. So that is why there's this wrestling with this not wanting to be the chosen one. Because first of all, you're not trying to have anything but a peaceful life. That's just the truth. You don't even fucking care about anything. But the truth is, we're all here. Why? Because there is a need to be here. If Earth was wonderful, I don't think we'd come back. Once we leave, we'll go to the next level of whatever we're doing. Right? I'm sorry I'm bending to one side, but this is the best I can come up with. I think. Okay, I can be at the center. So some people try to become the pimples at my back, and it was awfully brutal how I squeezed the pimples out, regardless what state it appeared to be in. Now it's just flat. And if you can read into that, you understand that you actually have to just be intentional about being positive, intentional about feeling good. If you don't like the chosen bullshit you're hearing, truth is, you don't need to like it. You don't even need to care about it. You just need to express love. Because what makes them so fucking called chosen, right, is the fact that They are love expressing beings. I can literally see them expressing love even when it doesn't make sense to. Why doesn't it make sense to? Because there's no reciprocation of, sorry. I was like trying to find the word. There's no reciprocation of that love anywhere. But it's not about the love being reciprocated. It's not about receiving love. It's people that are made to love. So understand, when someone is made to love, it doesn't make sense to even the person at first. They might not even want to love because of society expression of understanding love. But regardless of what they think at that point, they themselves are growing in love, because we are all growing in love. There is nobody that has grown completely. There's no grown person in love or energy. Even the stars are still growing in love. Even love itself is growing. So it is, everything is growing. So I would not say you should try to like the idea of a chosen one. Try to be a chosen one yourself. Like, choose to love regardless of whatever conditions. Because loving is your nature. Like, the whole point of choosing love is choosing to feel good. So it doesn't even sound like a normal thing for someone to choose to feel good as a punishment. Does it? No, just does it sound like a punishment? But because it is not a punishment to choose to feel good. The whole point of being a chosen one, why it feels like a punishment to those that are chosen, as they call it, is because they are choosing to feel good, right? It's not like even you're chosen, you are made to feel good. And they are made to feel good in different conditions. That conditions now with what the conditions is what is choosing. No, like more like the conditions are making you identify that you would, you know, always love. Like, if those conditions were not there, you wouldn't be able to identify that no matter what conditions, I would still feel good, right? Because feeling good without any challenges is so easy. There's really like, the whole point is, does it make sense? Like, we like real authenticity, right? And to be authentic, it has to be proven through trials and ups and downs. It's in those ups and downs that I know I would rather choose feeling good, because it's the only way for me. I've come a long way that there's nothing to go back to. So no matter how crazy I look smiling, it is not about how I look smiling. I'm not trying to frown my face just because I'm trying to make the next person feel okay with the fact that I'm smiling and she's not smiling and she doesn't know why someone should be smiling, right? And I'm not angry with her either, because I don't have the energy to be angry with her. I'm even wondering why she can't smile. I'm wishing she could smile. Not because it is so wonderfully easy for me to just smile and like, but I'm actually laughing at the fact that, so this is the best you guys got to show to me today. Because every day is like a new challenge of seeing how good I am with being the permanent positive energy. So there's this Mr. Permanent Positive Energy. Are you really genuinely positive? Is there something that is triggering you? Because that's the question. It's always good to, scrutinize yourself, question everything. Because the truth is, at the end of the day, you're just the observer of what is going on. And I felt the heavy energy of today's, you know, trial. And I not just felt the energy, I was confronted with the energy. And I laughed because I can't wait for there to be no justification for lack of love. You see, if there was no justification for lack of love, things would be very easy for everybody because you don't need to protect yourself because the next person or another person after that or anybody else is not trying anything negative towards you. It's literally that is when we have no justification for lack of love. The world without justification for lack of love is a world without violence and killings and rape and anything that is done in negativity. And I don't know if I'm the only one that desires such a world. I hope I'm not. I hope, honestly, that there are more than 10 people at least, right, that are tired of hearing rape for any goddamn reason or for hearing someone was killed for any goddamn reason. Right? When Tet is there on his own, doing his own barrel, you're helping it. Like, who sent a message? Why must you kill somebody? Because if it was so wonderful to kill somebody, right? If it was such a good thing that it can be justified, those people that are justified to kill, like soldiers, they won't have traumas of war, of killing people, because it doesn't keep your nervous system in a positive energy. It keeps your nervous system in a survival energy that is nothing but negativity at its peak. And why do we prefer anything that isn't peaceful? Because even peace without love is chaotic. And what do I mean by peace without love? If peace doesn't feel good, how can you call it peace? That's the whole point. Feeling good is very important for everything to grow. So, my environment is becoming unbearable to contain my growth because I cannot hide the growth. It's not something that someone can overlook. Why? Because it's more obvious than before that the same exercise we appear to be doing, and yet one person keeps increasing more than the other ones. And I can't start explaining that I have ADHD and ADHD is a fire to everybody just so that they can stop thinking we're in a competition because I'm not in a competition with anybody. And I try to explain this thing that I have to burn ADHD fire. ADHD fire is something that I am prone to burning. If I don't burn it, it burns me. So why not burn the fire that needs to be burnt to express the energy? And I don't like containing myself or trying to squeeze in because it doesn't make sense at the same time to make myself not feel good just to make somebody else feel good, because it is putting somebody above love. That's just the meaning. When you don't consider you're feeling good and you try to make somebody else feel good, you are trying to put something above love. That is something that nobody would honestly tell you because they want you to put them above yourself. And I will never want you to do that with me. So please never try to put me or anyone above love, because it will only bring down that which is placed above love. That is why they said pride comes before a fall, because it is only down to that ego that needs. See, the ego is not a bad thing, because the ego is defending you, that is the soul. Because the soul is a baby, the timeless baby that never increases in age. It's just there, it doesn't grow. It's you can call it a stagnant thing. But it's not called stagnant, it's called constant. It's living, it's forever young. Forever young. It's always a baby, right? It's never growing. That is our soul. And because our soul is this nature, we can't help but have that ego by default that seeks to defend it. And what defense is it doing? It's trying to say it is worthy, it is important. So this wanting to feel important that makes you want to place yourself above another person. It's not that it's justified, but the root of wanting to place yourself above somebody else is not because you are not important naturally by default, but because that feeling of importance is what makes you feel good. And knowing you're important because you are loved takes away you trying to make yourself important because you're already important. So when the ego sees that you are already important, right? There's no fear of you're not important. It doesn't need to defend you. It doesn't need to make you feel you're important in any sense because you are already important. You already know you're important. So the ego is said to be dead at that point. So at the point where the ego is not active at all, it is dead because it doesn't exist anymore. It has retired completely. It has seen that you are well loved and valued because you are loved, and that's your identity as love. And so there's no need to protect you anymore. This is not the same thing as being chosen. The chosen one is not feeling the need of being important as you think. The whole point of why they are calling it chosen is to more or less like pat you at the back for all the shit you are going through. So it's like saying just because you're going to go through a lot, don't, let us just call you chosen so that you know that all this thing you are going through is for a good cause. Bele, bele, my dear, bele, my dear. And they're partying like that. That is what love is doing, trying to ensure that you facing all that for the greater good of love, right? Because everything we do is for love, whether you are conscious or unconscious of it. Every intimacy you have is for love. Every connection you have is for love. Whether you learn that that connection is not what you prefer, or the connection is what you would rather prefer, right? It is for love because Once you learn that this you prefer, you know that it feels good to you. That is why you prefer it. And love is the highest level of feeling good. So you have just picked out something that feels good to you. And all of love is happy that something feels good to you. That is love. Love loves you to feel good. It rewards feeling good. That is why the chosen ones are called the chosen ones. Because love is just. It didn't just pick a group of delinquents to go through hell and just act like they don't exist, because it's actually very intentional about those group of delinquents, right? I'm just, for those that cringe when you hear chosen ones, to call to refer to chosen ones as group of delinquents, it makes sense, right? So a chosen one that doesn't have stories of trials and tribulation, right, is someone that you should be sorry for. Why? The only reason why is that it means that they are about to have that trials and tribulation, that you would literally be sorry for them. That is the whole point of being a chosen one. The chosen one is someone that they are literally sorry for, all of love, right? Not like we're sorry for it like pretending, we're genuinely sorry for it because of your paths in which you are to, experience for the good of love is really a chosen path that only God itself can choose to come in. And so when you're experiencing life, sorry, it's 11:11, and it just happens to enter into my consciousness. And I like to keep records of, you know, those kind of coincidence that reminds me today was a bad day, right? But yeah, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't even bad at all. Like, you're still smiling. It was just more challenging than the rest. And yeah, yeah, alive. So not to focus so much on making this video any longer, because the truth is there's nothing more important than you feeling good right now. Not even anything I'm saying. So know that you're worthy because you are amazing to exist. And this is not from a sarcastic side, it's my honest side, seriously. I don't know how to be sarcastic. That is why I don't know how to eye someone and still smile at them. It doesn't even make sense to me. My brain will just go off like, how do you smile at someone and eye them and that is sarcasm? Or you hiss at them and that is sarcasm? Like, any justification for negative reaction doesn't make sense to me, because I don't do that. I wouldn't do that. And I'm learning that some people find it just sarcasm, and I'm not that kind of a person, right? So maybe I'm too sensitive for those kind of people. And you see, I'm too not giving a fuck to be sensitive to anybody else. If I'm sensitive, I love my sensitivity, right? So yeah, I don't want this video to go longer. So yes, thank you for seeing me on my latest history. Because yes, this is my newest starting point. I just started growing, and I still have a long way to go. Once I have gym access, it looks like I haven't even done anything yet.